Man, let me tell you, Christmas came early this year. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a comprehensive review on the AMD RX 580 Asus ROG Edition. My stepdad gave this to me. He bought it for me on Black Friday, kind of as an early Christmas present, I guess you could say. He saw it on sale. He knew what card I already had. He went ahead and bought it, so I'm very grateful for that. Christmas came early for me. And I figured since I got the channel, why not do a little bit of a review over it? So this is actually a really great card. It was actually a pretty decent upgrade. I had a GTX 970 in my computer before, so moving to the RX 580 was a bit of a jump. Not a crazy significant jump. A buddy of mine had a GTX 1050 Ti or an NVIDIA 1050 Ti, and he moved to the RX 580 regular. Or the baseline model instead of the Asus ROG model, and that was like, if you go on like PC parts comparison, moving to the 580 I think was like a 50 to 60% increase, whereas mine was like I think it was a 15%, 20%. So it was still a pretty significant increase as to what I was using beforehand, but you know, it's not like I was scraping the bottom of the barrel trying to get frames and run good graphics and everything like that. So just a few things about this card. So it has a 1380 megahertz boost clock or overclocking mode for 7% performance improvement over the referenced regular 580 model. So not a major, but it has a slight edge over the regular model. So the Asus ROG Edition also has what they call a max contact technology, which features an enhanced copper surface to allow for twice the GPU contact as compared to traditional thermal solutions. So that's pretty cool. It's got a software that comes with it, which I think both of them come with it, but you can tweak what settings as far as cooling and things like that. It also comes with another program. They may all be wrapped into one. I'm not quite sure. I haven't really tinkered with them a whole lot yet, but it lets you easily monitor and control the performance if you want to overclock it right where you are, or if you want to check the cooling, make sure you're not spiking your temperatures, things like that. I'm comfortable overclocking processors. I have not ventured into the world of overclocking on my graphics card yet. I'm a little nervous to do so. So I haven't tested it just yet. But I will say, even without overclocking it, it runs great. I've been playing a lot of Rocket League recently, and I can run that at max settings, max 250 FPS, which is what the game allows. Destiny 2 runs very well, 80 to 100 frames, which seems low, but that game, it's really weird with the frames and how they run. Plus, I run everything in almost high to ultra anyway, so it's not going to be an amazing, 150, 200 frames sitting there. I haven't really tested a whole lot of other games. CSGO, I never had frame problems with that game either. I've never really had any framing issues with any games before. I was never peaking at max frames and constantly staying there. So moving from the GTX 970 to the RX 580 ROG, I am now at the point where most games that I play regularly, I peak at the max FPS and I sit there even while playing. Rocket League, I probably never drop below 240 if I had to bet. And that's with a lot going on, goal explosions and things like that. So it's a really good card. I will say it looks very pleasing. It's very aesthetically pleasing. It's got the RGB on it. It's got the 3 fans. It's real sleek, real clean, nice matte black finish. I got lucky, and it goes along with my motherboard because I also have the Asus ROG Strix B450, I think, F450, I don't know. I got another Asus ROG Strix motherboard that I use as well, and so I got, all the nice looking stickers and everything around everywhere. But I will say it does look very nice compared to what I had before, which is the GTX 970. Now that was another ROG edition too, but I think I like the way that the 580 looks. It looks really well polished and put together. Really nice design job. It does look different than the baseline RX 580. The ROG edition has 3 fans, whereas the baseline only has 2. The guard plate I guess what you could call it, on the Rogue edition compared to the standard edition is different looking. It all kind of has a different model. You can still tell, that it's the RX 580. You can tell that the Rogue edition has a little more to it. It's a little nicer to look at, which I think is really cool. I guess I'm kind of biased because I have it and I didn't have to purchase it. But I know that he did get it fairly cheap. There was a really good Black Friday deal. I think on Newegg is where he got it. I don't quite remember. But he went ahead and purchased that. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But all in all, I've been using the card for about 2 weeks now, and it's a very good improvement to my machine. One thing that I had to get used to, I had 4 monitors running, and I had 2 of them using DVI, and I had to move away from that because this one only has 1 DVI, and then it has 2 HDMI and 2 D port, I think, not 3. So it has 1 DVI, 2 HDMI, and 2 D port. So I had to move away from one of my monitors. Oh no, I had to go from 4 to 3. Completely fine. If I were to say, that's probably the only complaint I've had about it so far, and it's hardly even a complaint because in reality, I didn't even use the 4th monitor that I had to get rid of anyway. So no real downfalls. I think right now this card goes on Amazon for, I think it's still on sale for around $200 at the time of this video, which is what, December 17th. So on December 17th, at the time I'm shooting this video, the Rogue edition is $200, I believe, or roundabout. But it usually goes for around $280. So it's still a little bit off. If you are looking into graphics cards and you think, you might be leaning towards getting this, I say go for it. Now, I will say that as I was doing my research about the card, the differences between the standard 580 and the Asus ROG edition are very, very minimal. You're going to get faster speeds, but they're going to be very, very marginal. They're not going to be outlandishly better speeds. You're not going to get outlandishly better cooling or anything like that. You're not going to, if you're looking at a frame comparison between the standard 580 and the ROG 580, you're going to maybe get 10, 20 frames at best. And that's if you're overclocking and you're running everything, you might see a 10 to 20 frame increase, maybe. So with that being said, I was grateful enough and lucky enough to get the Rogue edition just because it was on sale. And I think at the time that he purchased it, the Rogue edition and the standard edition were very close in price. I think normally the prices, the standard edition is a decent amount cheaper. I want to say $50, but it could be $100 cheaper. I don't know for sure. I think I'd lean more towards $50. So if you're looking into getting an RX 580 and you're, if you're watching this video and you don't really want to spend the standard $280 price, I would still definitely recommend the RX 580 because a buddy of mine is using it. I went and built it, put it into his computer. I didn't build the card, but I inserted it into his computer, rebuilt his computer how he wanted it. We put it in there and it runs just as good as mine. Going from looking at the way his computer runs to the way my computer runs as far as frames, we have the exact same monitor. We have basically the exact same processor now. I have a little bit better motherboard and I have the Rogue edition of his graphics card. And I will say our machines run basically the same. So if you're on the fence and you don't really want to go NVIDIA and you'd like to go to the RX 580 and you'd like to have an AMD card, I really would recommend the 580. It is a very good card, and like I said, I'm not sure about the price. I may have the price of the standard one here. All in all, really great cards. It's a really good piece to have in your computer, and that's really all is left to say about it. It looks nice. I'm really grateful that I got it for free, and my stepdad bought it for me. Thank you, John. I really appreciate it. And yeah, so if you needed your review on an RX 580 or an RX 580 Rogue, there you have it. Now, for those of you that have stuck around, and I'll probably say it's usually the 10 to 20 people that I know that are within my friend group or in my online friend group or I'm good friends with outside or family members. I apologize for the lack of uploads in the past, I'd say probably almost 3 weeks. There was a lot going on in my life around Thanksgiving. My childhood dog passed away. And I kind of was dealing with that, and I was having a rough time, and then I was trying to finish my month worth of school. So I had that, so I was really wrapped up in that. And then fast forward a couple of days after that, my step uncle passed away, and so I was dealing with that. And then again, the pile up of homework from having to deal with that and be with my family, and then having an excess of homework to go back to, really just kept building up. So it's been a rough couple of weeks. So I haven't really been able to get in front of the camera and really sit down and record a video. But luckily, I think things are starting to steady out, even though we're rolling into the holiday and we're going to have things going on. I'm really looking to finish the year strong. So I just wanted to say I thank you guys for your support and sticking around and still watching these videos, even if I haven't uploaded. I promise I'm going to work as hard as I can to get more consistent with my uploads, at least once, twice a week. Like I talked about, I don't need to go any further in detail because you've seen it in a number of videos before. But I just, from the bottom of my heart, I wanted to say thank you for sticking around, and thank you for watching and supporting me, even when I have my down weeks, and when we're on the up weeks, you still support just the same, and I appreciate you guys for that. So, with that being said, I wanted to put this at the end of the video because usually all you guys watch all the way until the end, and I love you for that. But that's going to be the end of this video. I appreciate you guys. Please, anybody who's still here, let me know in the comments below. Anything that you would like to see coming up, any video ideas you may have, I'm looking for anything. So with that, we'll see you next time.